Welcome to Pagan Crafting. I'm your host, Kara. Today on Pagan Crafting, we're going to be making a Beltane Maypole. Super easy and quick little fun project to do. Let us have some fun today and celebrate Beltane. So the projects that we're going to do today is going to be super quick and easy. I've taken this wood piece here and we're going to drill into this so we can fit in our doweling. So grab your drill. I have about a 1/2 inch drill bit. And I'm only drilling in maybe 1/4 of an inch, not very far. Just enough to fit the doweling in. I have a pretty tight fit. I made sure the drill bit was the same size as the doweling. And now that that's ready to go, on the bottom here I glued 3 cookies together and then glued that to the bottom just for a little extra lift. Not necessary, but something easier to drill into as well. Using some wood glue, or you could eat that, you'd have to wait for a bit. I'm using some Gorilla Gel glue here that is super glue, will dry very quick, or you could use some hot glue. Now, grabbing some paint, I'm going to do green all along the base, and I'm going to use white, brown, and black for the doweling because I'm going to make it look like a birch tree, because the birch tree is one of the 2 types of trees used for maypole. So I thought I can paint a birch tree. That's something I can do, so might as well make it a little bit more authentic. So what I'm doing here is doing a green wash all along the bottom here, nothing fancy. We're going to be gluing some of the moss grass over top of that, so I didn't want any of the wood to be seen through. Now painting a whole white wash along the doweling first. I'm going to paint a birch tree. And then what I like to add here is mixture of the brown with the white, toning it down. Just keep the white on the brush, don't clean it off. And just a little haphazard here and there. Now we're going to add some black with our white, add some gray, and just tap it on. Just to do a little trash brushing all the way along and blending it in just with the dab brush. Super easy to do, and it's actually kind of fun. Blending a little bit more brown or black wherever you need it. And the white, as long as the white isn't dry yet, it will help blend it all in quite nicely together. There we have it. Our birch branch, our birch pole. Now that our bottom is dry, we're going to add some Mod Podge. You could add the matte or clear, whatever you'd like, or the high gloss. But you do want to put a healthy dose of the glue down when you do use it. This is cut up moss. I just sat down and just chopped it up as fine as I could, and then I put the rest in my herb grinder that I use. It's for a coffee bean grinder, electric one, and it gets it really nice and fine. So this is what it looks like as before I start cutting it. And I find it really, really cheap to use for my dioramas and for grass. So again, just a healthy amount of glue. You want that grass to stick to it quite well. Just using the outskirts or the perimeter of the wood cookie, and we're going to put some rocks on the inside. And just pat it down a little bit too, so it's going to grab the bottom of the grass. And of course, after you've dumped that, you could reuse that leftover bits for your next project. Now this is just a little bit of a red tinge gravel. I thought would be super cool for this one, for in the center. This one you want to use even more glue than before. So double up that glue when you throw that down. Definitely glob that stuff on. It's going to be your friend that way. We're going to do a little extra glue spray over top of this in a moment, where it'll help lock everything in. But for now, this will help adhere all the bottom parts quite a lot easier. So just lay them down wherever you see fit. I'm doing a circle. I have some rocks at the upper left-hand corner. I was going to do a circle of stones around the edge. I wound up changing my mind. I found that this looked enough, so I didn't continue on and add anymore. It just wasn't needed. I thought this looked cool enough. Giving them also a little pat down. I didn't believe I tipped this one. I really kept a good layer of rocks here. I've mixed here 1 part glue, 2 parts water. And this is Mod Podge glue. And in normal spray dry, I had some little bit of water left in there, and you spray it on. It's going to help seal everything in. It will harden the grass, and it will harden the stone. It is such an awesome hack. I learned this on a YouTube hack by another YouTuber, Nerd Forge, I believe. So this will have to be dried for about 24 hours, maybe about 28 hours. Just throwing that off to the side for now. I'm going to grab some green ribbon here and a brass ring. Getting my glue, my hot glue ready as well. Now I find to wrap these, cut the ribbon on a bit of an angle, and don't wrap it straight up and down. Wrap it on a slight bit of an angle, and it will create less of a build-up for you, and you'll use a lot less ribbon that way. Just adhering it with some hot glue to start it off so it won't slip, and just wind it all the way around the ring. If you don't have a ring, you can just wind up some wire together and ribbon wrap the wire. As we're coming to the end, you also want to lay down some hot glue to close up any of the ends that are sticking up, as well as the last bits. Now I just kind of use a measure with your heart kind of thing, how far down the maypole you'd like the ring to be. I have it about 2.5 inches around there. And I want to do one more cross bar as well. Again, measuring with my heart, don't know the exact length of whatever you feel. There we go. So we're going to be adding all the ribbon to the top of our birch tree now. I've used all the fat ribbon first, and then I have the thin ribbon which I'm going to be using in between each. I believe I had about 6 or 7 colors of each, so I did a thick ribbon, thin ribbon, thick ribbon, thin ribbon, and so on. Created a nice pattern that way, making sure none of the colors were side by side, that were close together, like no two blues or greens beside each other. You could also research all the different colors of the ribbon and what they would mean in ancient pagan times. The Ukrainians, they had the ribbons in their hair. Each ribbon would represent something different. It is very cool indeed to check out color magic and the meanings of that if you wish to use that in your maypole. So after we've laid down all the ribbon, what we're going to do next is adhere the ring onto the top. Simple blob of glue will help hide all the top of the ribbon. So what we have next is we're going to attach the flowers around the ring. I have some roses here that I could use. I'm just going to clip off the back side so it glues on a little bit more flush to the ring. You could use whatever colors you like here. I just happen to have some red, so I used that. Again, each color of the flowers or the meanings of each different flowers could represent something to you in your maypole. So I just took each rose, balanced it out, glued all around the perimeter of the ring, gussied it up, and again use whichever you'd like. You don't have to use any flowers at all if you don't care for. You could use some herbs, some crystals, some stones around the top perimeter as well. Actually, crystals around the base of this would look cool. I was thinking about it, but I didn't have the right size of crystals. So I'd like a little button for the top. I was looking through some brooches. I didn't find quite what I was looking for, so I thought going through these old brass buttons, maybe there might be something really neat that would look good at the tippy top of this maypole. This one has potential. This one, I'm not feeling it, not as much. This one I am liking, really like it now, and I think that will look cool with the red flowers as well. Well, this one, possible potential, but not a really good one to be able to glue on to the top. I think I'm gonna go back to this little red loud obnoxious button here. It's just quite fitting. Grabbing some needle nose pliers, I'm gonna just pinch off the buttonhole on this so it gives me more of a platform to help glue it down at the top. Just cleaning up the edges there, making it easier, and it'll fit absolutely perfect. Again, a good blob of glue, making sure that's going to stay on and hide any of the other glue from the top. And it fits like a gem. So I think I'm going to add a little bit of grass at the base of the maypole. This one I've used in some of my other dioramas you may have seen on some other videos. It's been lasting me forever. Here would be some cool parts too to add some crystals along the base if you have some longer clear shards or something, or some amethyst would look cool to power up your maypole. Why not? Just give it a little tuft of grass. I think it looks great that way. So what I'm doing here, again, we're going to go thick ribbon, thin ribbon, thick ribbon, thin ribbon. I'm going to keep with that pattern along the way. I decided to glue it out. You don't have to glue your ribbon down. I thought that would just be ready for the people to grab and start dancing. This little fertility maypole would look so adorable on your altar, on your coffee table, wherever you'd like. We've been enjoying it outside in the yard. Then after you've given all your ribbon a glue down, just give it a nice trim. Gives it a nice clean and finished beautiful look. And there we have it, our little maypole miniature. Have yourself an absolutely magical day. Throw me down a like up and ring that bell so you know when the next video like this comes out. Subscribe if you want to see more videos. And again, have yourself an absolutely magical Beltane.